Hey, hey, Sagittarius, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your October 2024 career reading. Welcome back to my channel if you're returning, and welcome if you're new. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, Sag. I feel like someone is intimidated. Now, you may be intimidated by someone that you work with. You could be intimidated by an upcoming project or season, or someone may feel a bit intimidated by you. Okay, I'm just getting intimidation showing up, and we'll see how that plays out in your reading. All right, could be the moon. It could be because there's uncertainty. That's the challenge. That's what's crossing your path in the month of October. But the good news is we read the challenge as if it's in the reversal. So the moon showing up in the reverse is clarity, right? If there was uncertainty about a situation, or if you felt a little bit intimidated, I feel like you're cutting through it. I am getting the sword energy. So I feel like we're going to see some swords here in the near future. You're cutting through some situations that may have been a little bit challenging. I also see if someone didn't follow through with their word, there's going to be some sort of repercussion. Okay, you have the Judgment card showing up here in the potential position. And so I feel like there could be a second chance here. And there's the Ace of Swords. Yeah, this is the sword that cuts through. It's basically the Ace of Truth. So there's going to be truth, clarity, communication cleared up. If you felt intimidated, or maybe someone was intimidated again by your work and they may have projected negativity or projected some sort of resentment onto you, I just feel like that is something being addressed in some way, shape, or form, because you don't want to live or be in that energy. Some of you may have just said, not my monkeys, not my circus, but for others of you, you couldn't bypass it for whatever reason. Maybe you worked with this individual, you had some sort of partnership with them. Now, I don't see tons of people here, I should say, in your reading. I see a few, but I actually see you overcoming some sort of struggle or financial loss. What's the outcome here for Sagittarius, please? Beautiful. I love it. You have the Ace of Wands. So double aces in your energy here. Talk about a complete shift. And I feel like a lot of signs have been shifting careers, money matters, finances. October is also a 10 month, which breaks down to a 1. It's also endings, bringing in new beginnings. And I see this activated for you in a huge way with the Judgment card showing up. And any uncertainty you may have had about a situation, or perhaps things were hidden from view, or maybe even secretive, or things were on the lowdown. This is the month where everything comes out in the open, and you're no longer kind of waiting to see how things are going to play out. Things are actually playing out here. So I'm loving this energy for you. Now, I want to address the loss that I do see here right away. Some of you have gone through perhaps a physical loss. This could be a loss of a job, a loss of a loved one, a loss of assets in some way, shape, or form. A major phase in your life is ending, right? A major phase is ending. Tens are about endings, and it's time to embrace newness. And I see that left and right here in your reading. Let go of what was so you can focus your energy on what is ahead of you. The grief of loss may still show up, or it may have been a bit of a factor that was playing out into your career, your finances, or your money, Sag. But I actually see this obstacle or this phase of your life coming to a close, and you're ready to tackle new beginnings. That's why you have working smarter and you have odd jobs. Now, a lot of signs have been getting these two cards, because the first phrase here, it says multiple streams of income. Consider it. Consider unconventional ways of making money, or just bringing in many different ways, okay? Or thinking of many different ways to generate income. That way you have money flowing in from different areas. So I feel like you could be setting your side business up or your side gig. You could be juggling a couple of different things at this time. Maybe a second job. Perhaps you're looking at freedom. This may be more important to you than financial stability. Okay, not that financial stability is not important, because it is, but I feel like the freedom of being able to either pick and choose your jobs, maybe be an entrepreneur or work remotely, work on, work commission. I feel like there's a sense of freedom here that you are wanting. This could be that gypsy soul activated within you, Sag. And I just feel like you may have taken even a transitionary job, or you may be in a little bit of a transitionary period in order to kind of throw those balls up in the air and see which ones are going to be profitable, basically. Okay. And some of you may even be taking some courses or classes or certifications that allow you to expand and grow your endeavors, your business, your clientele. So working smarter here, you can see Einstein. And it's a reminder that energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's just transmuted, right? So I feel like you may be someone who you're ready to change out the energy. You're ready to shift, transmute, transform into a new phase, doing something else. I'm focusing more on allowing your creative self to shine, allowing yourself to have more freedom and feel liberated and work smarter, passive income, having to work for something and then being able to profit off it. So for example, writing a book, right? You put your blood, sweat, and tears into it, and you finally have a project that you can launch out there, and then, you hope to receive the residual incomes from that for time to come. And some of you may be looking into real estate, Airbnb, or some sort of passive income is what I'm picking up on, where you can basically make money where you sleep, but it doesn't mean that you're not putting in the work. You do, but it's just going to regenerate income from time and time again. It doesn't have to be as hard. Sometimes the solutions are simple, and I do feel you may have been overthinking it, or perhaps there was an emotional, mental, physical, or even spiritual block that may have made things a little more difficult, possibly due to this loss, is what I'm picking up on. Okay, maybe due to financial loss, you started to get in your head and say there's not enough, scarcity or poverty conscious mindset, rejection, right? Or people aren't going to like what I have to offer. It's not growing. I'm not selling. Whatever we tend to kind of take on if we don't see physical results. But remember, results are so much more than just what we see physically. How are you doing internally? Okay, what's going on in here, Sag? Perhaps it's time to clean house periodically. Okay, interesting. It says personally and professionally, but I am getting periodically, or maybe you're closing, like this is the end of it, right? You put the period at the end of the sentence. So I feel like you're closing a chapter, or perhaps you haven't done this for a while. It's been, periodically that you've cleaned house, excuse me, or you've really taken a look at your beliefs. This can be about coming up with new ideas, right? New ideas to work smarter, not harder. And I feel like it's time. There is a new beginning here, a new sentence basically coming in. And I feel like you must put that period at the end of it instead of it being a run-on sentence, right? Over and over. It's like one of those sentences that are a paragraph long. I feel like you're ready to shift. Stick to the basic needs when it comes to spending. Put some money aside. Some of you have been trying to do that, but it's been difficult because of some sort of loss, or perhaps items that you had to purchase. I feel like there could have even been a new refrigerator or washer, dryer, dishwasher. I feel like there's been some sort of appliance that needed replacing, or, a part on a vehicle. It just feels like you're trying to save, but maybe every time you saved a little bit, you'd experience some sort of loss, and that money had to go towards that. I feel like you are now able to save up a little bit. I don't see that there's going to be, any big loss showing up for you even in the next, 4 to 5 months. I feel like you're going to be able to save a little bit more. Now, be mindful of your spending, of course. And I see, for those of you that celebrate the holiday season, even though this is October, you may be starting some holiday shopping early. I feel like you're going to be mindful this year, and you're not going to overindulge or overspend. Maybe you've done that in the past, but I do see you planning things out. I see you being able to save some money. And some of you may have even had a side account going towards perhaps, a Christmas fund, or maybe someone's birthday, or you've been saving up for something. I do feel like money is going towards something that you can use later on. Okay. Now we have teachers showing up. We have teachers. Some of you may be teachers. You have the ability to motivate others to strive to uncover their true potential. This could be a spiritual teacher. It could be a kindergarten teacher, a Reiki teacher. I feel like you may be taking classes or courses, or you are the one that is wrapping something up. I feel the fourth quarter here, the last quarter of 2024, I see you learning some valuable lessons that you're actually going to help others with in a big way. Consider careers in teaching, coaching, mentorship, or being a motivational speaker. You would make an excellent motivational speaker, Sag. You're very influential. I feel like you are someone who marches to the beat of your own drum. You may be a business owner, an entrepreneur, or, you may be a leader, even if that's not your title, right? Maybe you don't have a title of manager or, head nurse or whatever it may be. You could, but I feel like people still go to you thinking that, you have the answers, which a lot of times you may, right? You may have some solid advice to give someone, or you may know the directions, or you may know the assignment, basically, is what I'm picking up on. You've learned much about money. This is a time to put it into practice. So you could be learning about finances. Some of you could be taking some tax classes, accountant classes, or you're just learning how to finance your money in a way that your money is going to work for you, okay? Because you're looking at money as an energy exchange, not as the root of all evil, right? Where some people have that mentality, that mindset, and that can be very damaging. That can be a block. And we also have activation and unlocking. Now, Sag, a lot of signs, I would say over half of the signs for career readings in October have received this unlocking card, because what's happening, and you have it right next to the activation, because what's happening is what was locked can now be opened. Hello, moon, right? Hello, moon. I feel like if there has been some sort of shadow or some sort of illusion, partially due to the eclipse energy that we are in, this is being able to see what you could not see. You have opened the floodgates of abundance without limitations. All right. And if there were blocks, I feel like those blocks are being removed, because you are activating, this chapter of your life. I feel like you're activating a new beginning here. It says you are activating your soul's purpose and receiving gifts. Well, the aces are gifts in tarot, and you have 2 of them showing up. Awaken your soul and tap into your ancestral memory and inner wisdom. And it's interesting as well, because as I was doing your intro, I kept hearing, it almost sounded like an Irish like accent. So some of you may have roots to Ireland, or you may have an Irish descent of some sort. Maybe you live in Ireland, but also the luck of the Irish. So there's something around luck coming in for you. Luck meets opportunity. Now, remember, I feel like we create our own luck by our energy, our mindset. If we're looking for it, we're going to find it. right? If we're looking for problems, we're going to find problems. But if we're looking for solutions, we are going to find solutions. And there is a huge activation taking place here. Awaken that soul. Tap into your memory, your inner wisdom, and try to find the balance between the material world and the spiritual world, because sometimes we can focus so heavily on the material that we forget. And that's what I said earlier. What's going on in here, Sag? Because that's what you are being guided to take a look at, so we can, really activate what you are. This is showing up at the bottom of the deck. So it's bubbling up here. This is what is coming out of this moon energy. All right. Now, starting off, you have the Knight of Cups. This is beautiful. This is flowing attraction. All right. When the Knight of Cups shows up, this is someone who is wanting to fulfill their purpose, their passions, their creativity. This is action towards trusting your intuition. Trusting your creative endeavors will bring you abundance. And I feel like the law of attraction is working in your favor at this time. So if you've been wanting to, launch off in a new direction that feels highly intuitive, if it feels like you're of service, if this is you loving your work or, putting yourself in a direction that, your heart's in it, I feel like you're taking action and you're going for it. Instead of it being in reverse where there's interruptions, there's blocks, there's uncertainty. This is in the upright here. And so there's definitely the law of attraction working in your favor, because you're manifesting from a place from the heart, right? From the heart. And when we manifest from the heart, it can be very profound. It can be long-term as well. And sometimes if we manifest from a fear-based energy, it can be short-lived, or perhaps it's not necessarily what we truly want. And we may have to shift or pivot. But I feel like this is you manifesting something very, very strongly aligned with your heart and soul. So I'm grateful to see this. And the moon crossing your path, remember, we're reading it like it's in the reverse, and this is about illusions revealed. When the moon shows up, you are guided to trust your intuition. Some sort of truths are going to be exposed, some sort of false evidence appearing real. Fear, right? The acronym of fear. This is going to show up for you in a profound way, where you take that sword, like I said earlier, you're going to take this Ace of Swords and you're going to cut through it. You're going to say, what was I even thinking, right? That was a lot easier. It almost is like you've been pumping yourself up in a very anxiety-ridden way. It's almost like that interview, right? And you're thinking that, oh my gosh, what if they don't like me? What if everything goes wrong? And it's interesting because yes, we talk about staying in that abundant mindset and going in there and being a rock star and knocking their socks off. But I feel like there may have been a situation where you felt a lot of anxiety, a lot of, nervousness, tension, maybe even fear or intimidation, like we said earlier, intimidation, but it's almost as if you enter this space, you go into that interview, or you go into that, whatever it may be. I feel like you go into that space and it's like the energy shifts and you really step into your power and you really do knock their socks off. So it's almost as if underneath it, your soul is helping you, guiding you, but the fears may have felt masked. And I just feel like you did better, or you do better than you think. This could even be an exam. This could be, just fears around a situation actually turn out in your favor is what I'm getting. I also see some of you have either applied for something multiple times, or there has been multiple rejections. This may have to do with, it could be a loan. It could be, a visa. It could be this specific job that you've wanted. I feel like there may have been a couple of setbacks or rejections, but it's almost like third time's a charm. I'm getting like third time around, third time's a charm. Like this is going to be when it gets approved, but there has been a blockage for a situation. It could be the same one, or it could be 3 separate ones, but third time's a charm. Pay attention to the number 3. I am getting 3s here for you. Now, the moon also talks about the subconscious, right? It's Pisces energy. We have some strong moon energy right now in Pisces. And I feel like there are things coming up within you. This could be your own insecurities. This could be some of those fears, but the reason they're coming up is for you to address. So if you start to feel, insecure or imposter syndrome or, whatever some of those fears are that may have been buried deep down, I feel like it's coming up for you to really take a look at and say, is this true for me? Maybe it's not. Maybe that would shift the entire trajectory of where I'm going in my career or financially. Now, what's going on above you, or excuse me, below you, the foundation is the opportunities that you had hoped were going to amount to something, but they didn't. It's almost as if something didn't get off the ground here, or it just feels like there's been some empty promises. Okay, I feel like there has been opportunities, but either they passed you by, they were given to someone else, or there was a block, there was a delay. Page of Coins in reverse can also be news of rejection. It can be reflecting on commitments, maybe even considering additional education or a new path. Some of you may be saying, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. I don't know if I still feel connected to the path that I'm on. What if I need to shift or pivot? And I feel like you have made that choice. You've made that change here, or you've thought about it, because the page is the seed, right? The pages are communication. So I do see with the Knight showing up, the Knight of Cups, this is you taking action. So you may have even started something in the past, but maybe it was a slow burn, or it just kind of fell off the wagon in some way, shape, or form, or now's the time is what I'm getting. I feel like you're reconnecting to an opportunity. You're recognizing some opportunity showing up here. There's goals. You're feeling more inspired. And this is the time. Why? Because the moon is here uncovering some of your own skills and talents and gifts. And I feel like there's a big one coming in for you. You are remembering the promises that you made to yourself, perhaps as a small child, perhaps before incarnating into this lifetime. There are experiences that your soul chose to have. And I feel like the Nine of Cups here, because it did show up as an empty promise, but I feel like the universe is saying, wait a second, you're not off the path so far of this dream that it's a pipe dream and it's never going to happen. I feel like you are just pivoting to shift how this dream may manifest or what that may look like. Now remember, Sagittarius, your biggest co-creating partner is spirit. And I feel like you're remembering that you made a soul contract and you're taking action to fulfill a dream of yours here. But in the past, something didn't work out, or again, you felt a little bit disconnected and you thought, well, is this really worth it? Or, am I going to achieve this dream, or whatever it may be that was your goal or inspiration? I feel like the answer is yes, because above you, you have the Judgment card. And the Judgment is, it comes after the moon, right? But the Judgment is spiritual rebirth, and it's also Scorpio energy. Now, the sun goes into Scorpio towards the end of October, I believe October 23rd. And this is a second chance. So you may see towards the end of October, this is life renewal. It's life renewing itself. It's redemption. It's a second chance. It is going through the trials and tribulations, right? You've gone through them. I see that with the loss energy, but this is a passage to not go back to where you were, not go back in time, but to let go of a situation, to let go of fear, release self-judgments, release judgment in general, and flow forward with this new sense of purpose. And that's what's above you. That's what's coming in here. This is an earned reward. And some of you, there has been some negative consequences, right? There's been consequences for actions, as that's a universal law, right? That's the law of cause and effect, the law of karma, where there's going to be consequences for our actions. Now, I'm not saying that you deserve, any sort of, negativity. It was just responding to maybe some of the things that you were meant to learn and evolve. You could have even been in the midst of someone else's actions, which is out of your control. So there are things that are out of our control, and the things within our control, which is how we respond, how we react, our own emotions, our own choices. I feel like you are taking that power back. Taking that power back where, yes, things are out of your control at times. That may have happened here, but I also see you fulfilling some sort of prophecy. I know that sounds way out there, but I feel like you're fulfilling a prophecy. This is a good one. This is a gift. This is a wish that your soul had made prior. And I just feel like there's some sort of prophecy being fulfilled. Now, in the near future, you have a choice to make. Okay? A choice to make, that this choice is going to change I don't want to say change your destiny, because you're going to get there, but it may be in the way you get there, right? Or the how, or, it feels like, which door am I going to walk through? This door over here or this door? And something has held you back in the past. And I really feel like it's been some sort of intimidation or insecurity or not feeling like you're enough. It could be finances that were holding you back. But the Two of Wands says, it's time to step out of your comfort zone. That's why it's in reverse. Because the Two of Wands in reverse is saying, don't doubt yourself. Don't stay in that energy of stagnation or complacency or indecision. It's time to step out of your comfort zone. Listen to that, inner compass of yours. You've been asking the universe, or you've been praying here for a miracle. Now look for it, right? Look for it. Like I said earlier, whatever we focus on, that's what we're going to see. So if you are focusing on a miracle and you're wanting there to be a change, and you are being that change, I feel like you're going to see it. You're going to know which door to walk through. How are you doing? What's going on in your energy? Sag, we have the Ace of Swords. You're cutting through it. There you are. You have some ideas. Oh, yes, you do. Look at that light bulb going off right there in that crown chakra. This is about a newfound sense of clarity. This is about you knowing who you are and who you need to become in order to take this leap outside of your comfort zone and to embrace the gifts that the universe is bringing in. Embrace the gift that you are, your skills, your talents. You're discovering bits and pieces about yourself, and it's exciting. This is exciting. You're also staying authentic. You're staying in your truth. This is coming up with an action plan and finding solutions through that brilliant, incredible mind of yours. And I feel like you're tapping into the universal consciousness as well. And you are receiving downloads. You're receiving channeled information. So if you have an idea, if you have a curiosity, chase it. Right? Chase it, because I feel like it's chasing you. You're going to meet each other and things are going to really spark. And I love this because it's almost as if I see that flint, kind of the fire starter, and I see everything being put together, and the Ace of Wands, which is your outcome. I know I'm jumping ahead here, but it's as if finally you have all the tools that you need, and all you need is that one spark to get something really lit up. And that's what I see happening here. And it's exciting because you may now know something that you didn't know before that was missing to get that fire started. Now, what's going on in your environment? 10 of Coins. You are a legacy. You're leaving behind a legacy. This is long-lasting security. Remember what I said earlier, Sag, around manifesting from the heart? When we manifest in alignment with our soul's truth and our soul's path, it can be long-lasting, or emotional fulfillment that's long-term. Like, this is deep on a soul level. It's not fleeting. It's not instant. It's not going to be taken away. The 10 of Coins, even though this can be physical in this physical realm, this 10 of Coins is financial security, wealth, abundance, long-term goals, inheritance, retirement, having enough to support yourself here on this earthly realm, having enough to support your family. This is a family dynamic. It's also with the 10, which October is a 10 month. I feel like you're completing some massive cycles, and a lot of you are changing the trajectory for future generations. Okay, this could be for your own children, your own bloodline. This could be your clients, your patients. It could be your contributions at your work. Whatever this is, you are leaving behind footprints. You're leaving behind energy, and you're leaving behind a legacy. Okay, no matter how small or how big, don't let the size trip you up. Every little bit of it makes a difference, and I see you getting there here. Beautiful. You could even be working with more of a family-based business. You could be working with family. Okay, this can also be retirement. Some of you, you've built a strong, solid foundation, and I feel like you're also looking at your money, putting it into maybe accounts that are going to be more profitable. You may be looking at interest rates, real estate, land, I'm getting different accounts as well. Maybe you're looking into gold or crypto or, stocks. I just feel like you're taking inventory here with this 10 of Pentacles, and you're also focusing on balancing emotional well-being and material wealth. And that's a beautiful thing, because emotional and spiritual well-being is going to help bring about changes in the material world. And that's finding that full on balance. 10 is a very balanced energy. It is, at least in the 10 of coins, right? It is about hard work paying off. And I see your hard work paying off here. Now, in the hopes and fears, you have the King of Cups. You want there to be peace. I mean, who doesn't, right? Diplomacy. This is having a job that you love. It fulfills you. You're being of service. But I am getting some of you are tired of taking care of others. Some of you may be exhausted, right? You may feel like your emotion is either not in it at times, or it could be that you want to do something that really fulfills you on a deeper level. And maybe this chapter of your life is coming to a close and you're ready to embark upon a new journey. You could be a doctor, you could be a therapist, a coach, a mentor, someone in the healing profession, someone who other people respect, look up to. They come to you to help solve their problems, right? And I just see here that emotions may have gotten in the way of your finances or your work. Some of you may have had an emotional bond to a situation that was no longer serving you. That's what I'm getting here with the fears. You may have had an emotional bond to an attachment or to an energy, or was an attachment to an energy that no longer had served you. And you want to release in order to follow your heart in a new path. And that's what I am seeing here with your outcome. Now, the outcome here, Sag, for career, money, and finances for the month of October is Ace of Wands in the upright. This is a motivated new beginning. Ace of Wands is a spark. It's a gift of inspiration, of creativity, of invention. It is a sense of purpose. This is the conception, the seed, the potential. Some of you are creating a masterpiece. Your career, your work is your masterpiece, right? And I feel like you are the brush. You are the brush, and I feel like you've been, really contemplating which colors to use. Right? Imagine your career as a canvas and you are the brush, but maybe there's been a lot of planning, right? I don't know what colors I want to use. I might want to use this one and this one and this one. So you've been really evaluating and you've been in the planning stages, but you haven't quite, I feel like you have built a foundation, but I feel like whatever this new chapter is, you haven't quite, put the brush to the canvas yet, and you haven't quite created the stroke. And I feel like there is a new path, a new beginning that you are curious about. You're discovering some talents. You're very excited. And I just feel like this next journey, this next portion, it really is a masterpiece. So believe in yourself. Believe in yourself. You may have been tripped up a little bit over belief, right? Of, do I have what it takes? Can this support me in the earthly realm, material realm? As long as you stay loyal to your heart. And look what you have here is loyal heart. Some of you may be 35 years old. You may be in a 8 personal year, or you may be an 8 life path. 35 is, let's see here. Loyal heart is all about fidelity, loyalty, and devotion. Oh, your long-term loyalty, there's that 10 of Pentacles. Your long-term loyalty to your goals is becoming evident in the world of conditions where your aspirations for success assume form in reality. There's that stroke, right? There's you putting that beautiful, masterpiece into full effect instead of just the planning of it. I feel like you're really taking off with it here. And you may be surprised on how fast this masterpiece shows up for you, how it flows through you. Success is finally taking shape. If you are loyal to your dreams, faithful to your plans, while remaining flexible and devoted to serving others, you will be shown proof of your true prosperity. This is a time, Sagittarius, for joyful celebration of spirit, your manifesting partner. And we said that earlier as well, because you have these gifts coming in. You know that you have spiritual help, right? Your spiritual practices and routines and tuning into your own intuition, right? You have been on this journey. We're all on a spiritual journey, but if you're watching these readings, if you are connected to tarot, I feel like you've been putting in the effort, you've been putting in the work to really increase your intuition and hone in on your spiritual skills. And I feel like you know that you're not alone. You know that spirit is a big partner. Now, be mindful though of attachments to an idea or being overly stubborn or overly tenacious about something, okay? Could it be that it's become so much a part of you that you wouldn't know who you are without it? Now, I do see, because the judgment is here, it does require you to let go of who you were in order to become who you need to become, okay? It doesn't mean that you can't utilize the old pieces of what you've learned in the past, but I just feel like flexibility is key with this judgment. It really is. So if you've been hanging on to some sort of self-judgment, or if there's been something of the past that's been very difficult to let go of, and you're wondering, what to do now. Now is the time to look at outdated beliefs, old ideas, and misplaced loyalties. Betrayal is only a sign that it is time to prune away all of those that don't deserve your trust. That has no place in your life. Be new, think new, and open your heart to new things. And that's basically the energy of these aces coming in for you. Let go of the old and all your attachments. Spirit has awesome plans for you, Sag. Make room. I love that. It definitely coincides with what we're seeing here today in your reading. All right, let's get a few messages from your spirit animals. And at this time, I just ask, if you can, please close your eyes if you're able to do so safely. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra, your belly area. Nice big inhale. Hold it for as long as you can. And release through the mouth with a nice deep sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you to imagine the first animal or animals that show up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be an animal that flies high in the sky. It could be an animal that swims deep in the sea. Perhaps your animals are wild, magical, mystical, or even domesticated. This could be a pet that's crossed over the rainbow bridge. one that you currently have at your home or by your side, or maybe one that's recently crossed your path in the great outdoors. There is no right or wrong answer, Sagittarius. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you're ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free monthly reading giveaway, all you need to do is drop your animals, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them in the comment section below the video, where I draw one winner around the 1st of the month and post right back here on the channel. So please make sure you've hit that subscribe and notification bell so you don't miss that notification. All right, you have Black Panther, Panther Spirit, beautiful. It's card 44. Some of you may be 44 years old. You may be 51, 56, or born on the 10th. Reclaim your power. Reclaim your power. And we talked about your power as well. We talked about what's within your control, what's out of your control, and really owning up to your gifts, your skills, your talent, and moving forward by trusting in your inner compass, because that is how you reclaim your power. Beautiful reminder. 4 and 4 also equals 8. 8 in tarot is the strength. This is about you overcoming difficulties, facing fears, and having the self-control needed to move forward and get through anything, which I see you are entering into a new phase of your life, and it may not have been easy at times financially, but I'm loving this reclamation of power here. We have Sandpiper. Be playful. Be playful. Life isn't meant to be taken so darn seriously, but we sure do take it seriously, don't we? It's time to play. Play with your work. Play with the energies. Have fun. Just like the Sandpiper, splashing in the water here, mingling, putting yourself out there to connect with other like minds. This is about having fun in your work, because as the old saying goes, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. But I feel like sometimes it becomes a chore, right? Or sometimes we start to lose the fun, or we lose the heart in it because we don't shift things up, or it becomes too stagnant, or we take it too seriously. So if that's been the case, it's time to reevaluate. We have Spider Spirit. Spider says, make your dreams real. And I do see here with this 9 of Cups, which is the wish fulfillment, okay, which is the wish fulfillment. This spider says your dreams are manifesting, and it's time to catch them, right? Just like in that dream catcher, or just like in the spider web. I feel like you've already weaved the energy. Now you're going to see that physical, concrete evidence of something coming in here for you. The gift. You've earned this. Your final message here is card 10. Which I love, the buffalo spirit. It says, the abundant universe will provide. This is also the energy of the Wheel of Fortune. This could be that luck energy as well, seeing abundance all around you, because when you start looking for abundance, you're going to see it. If you start looking for loss, you're going to see it. What do you want to see? It's up to you, but it's around you. Whether you believe it or not, abundance is around you. But it's up to you to see it. I love that for you. Last but not least, let's get a few final messages from your spiritual team, your guides, your ancestors, your angels. What does Sagittarius need to know? What do we have for Sag? Fear is a liar. Fear is a liar. And we have the Moon card showing up. You know it's a liar. You're cutting through that fear. It is important to know that most of us think we are not enough, or we are too much, right? We're either not enough or we're too much. We struggle to find that middle ground sometimes. You're not alone in this feeling. Most of us also feel scared of trying new things, terrified of life not working out, or we're afraid we won't succeed. If you are feeling any of these things, you're normal. I'm here to tell you that these are fears, but they are not true. If you have an idea, feeling about something, or a dream, it is for you. Are you going to let fear dictate your life, or are you willing to step into your greatness by stepping out of the comfort zone? And sometimes fear can be comforting because that's what we've learned. That's what we've been conditioned to believe. It's not really comforting, but in a way, because we're familiar with it, it feels comfortable. But what we are comfortable with doesn't mean that that's right, right? And so some of you are really taking that sword and you're slicing through this. Name your fears. What are they? Have a releasing ceremony. Tear up the page, burn it. If you feel afraid, confront them. We talk about that. You are confronting the fears. That's what the judgment is all about, right? Today, I will confront my fear and stand in my power. I want you to incorporate that mantra into your daily routine. Today, I will confront my fear and stand in my power. Say it right now. Say it right now out loud if you can. And I want you to notice your energy, feeling even more empowered than you did 5 minutes ago. I will confront my fear and stand in my power. You're probably already feeling empowered. And last message from your guides, anything is possible. When you shift your mindset and allow yourself to dream, anything is possible. What have you been dreaming of? If you could have, be, or do anything, what would you choose? If it is on your heart, it is meant for you. Journal and list all the things that bring you joy. Be specific. Think about the holistic, best self version of you with your money, relationships, career, passions, etc. Your mantra, I believe everything is possible. I feel it. I see it. It is real. That's another mantra you can incorporate. Loving this, slicing through the fear and remembering where you come from, right? Remembering that you are that spark the whole time and anything is possible. You're slaying some dreams here. You're also slaying some dragons. That is what I have for you, Sagittarius. I hope that resonates. If so, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And don't forget to drop those power animals in the comment section below. Thank you so much for tuning in today, Soul Tribe. Lots of love.